All right, guys, welcome. Welcome to our team call. It is Monday. It's Memorial Day. It's May 27th, so we are the last Monday of the month, which is crazy. I feel like I say this every week. You know, time is really, really flying. I want to just go over some quick announcements, things that are coming up really rapidly. So June 6th is our last date for qualifications for Summit. So if you have been pushing for a rank or, whatever, when you walk across that stage at Summit, whatever you want to be, June 6th is the deadline. So I truly believe it's not over till it's over. Melanie Mitchell I think she coined the saying of until the clock strikes midnight on the night of the deadline, if you can your head hits the pillow, know that you can't give it a fingernail more. That's what she always says, and that's kind of always like the mentality that I like to go into things, is like it's not over till it's freaking over. So don't let that discourage you. Let that motivate you. Let that excite you, and just know you just go for no, and doing all the things and everything that you do today and everything you do up, through that, clock striking midnight is propelling you forward, and it's going to drive you into momentum, going into the next month. So just know that. And let this also be just like these push periods, you guys. I know May has been a push month for a lot of us. These push months are great. They are great because they really show you where your areas of growth are and where you need to focus in and where you can improve. But just know, you don't need a push group in order to push. Let that really be the learning, curve for you. Let that really be the driver, but also the motivator of letting you see just how easily, if in a push group, you can create that momentum on your own. We can create that momentum as a team. So we don't need a push group in order to make things happen. And then the next thing I wanted to talk about is for anybody who is going to Summit, and for those of you that are maybe newer and don't maybe know what Summit is our annual yearly event. It's for everybody. Anybody. You don't have to be a coach to attend. Everybody can come. But just know that if you're new to this team or if you're new to coaching, don't let that be the reason that you don't go. Okay? Go all in. If you're here at this point, it's for a reason. Don't hold yourself back from going to Summit, making that happen. It's $195, I think, at this point to get a ticket. If you are starting right now, it's May. By the time we get to July, you could be a success starter. Success Club in May, June, and July, you'll earn that ticket cost back. There's ways to make it work, and I promise you it's going to be worth it. I know that we are all going as a team together for the first time. None of us have been. It's going to be insane, and I am so excited for it. But I just want you guys to put that on your radar. If you don't know what Summit is, go Google it. You can go to summit.com, check out some information, message your upline coach, message me, and let's chat about it, and let's make it happen if that's something that you're interested in. We do have Airbnb rented, and we are in the process of getting our shirts taken care of. So there's a lot of amazing opportunities and things going on. So I just wanted to throw that out there. And I think, the last thing. So we have Summit, and then we have our Diamond Retreat. So that is happening in August, August 16th through 18th, I think. In Lake Placid. So don't quote me. I don't have the specific dates up right now, but I wanted to throw that out there because I don't want anyone to say that it's not possible. I believe that there are a lot of people on this team that are diamonds, that are meant to do extraordinary things. And so I just want you to, again, not go for no. Don't sell yourself short. Don't put, that it's not possible in your brain. Put it on your radar, on your goal board, and make it happen. Okay. And if you want more info on that, again, you can reach out to me and message me, but there's some info about that in the team page. All right. Before I think that's it. So I'm going to go right in and introduce Allie. So Allie is one of my coaches. Can you guys see this? My little thingy? Okay. I'm going to make it bigger. So Allie is like one of my coaches, and I pretty much adopted her. She has actually, what I love about Allie is that she has actually been a coach before. And normally, when people, I was just talking to someone about this today. Normally when people have coached before, when they coach again, they sometimes think, like to think that maybe like it will be different because, of like their upline coach, or they usually, they blame somebody else for why they don't succeed, sort of a thing. And the thing about Allie is that I've never once heard her ever say or blame anything about her journey on anybody else. Allie has been she's been a sponge from day one. She has led with her own journey from day one. She has never tried to be someone that she is not since day one. And I think that is a true testament to why she has been successful, and is why I feel she is so, magnetic and such a light on our team. So I'm excited for her to share her story, because I think it's important for everyone to hear about everyone's different journeys with coaching and how, they overcome failures or setbacks in order to find their way. So I'm going to let her share, and I'm going to stop my share and mute myself.
Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. So I'm excited to be here. I'm really nervous, so if I talk fast, just tell me to slow down. Anyways, I just wanted to share my story with you guys. I don't have a PowerPoint. Sorry, I suck at that stuff, so I'm just going to talk. But like Amy said, this is actually my third time coaching. And it's like crazy that I've been like introduced to Beachbody for so long. But I was 21 when my first coach reached out to me. And at this point, I was like in a really unhealthy relationship. I was drinking like probably every day, or if not like every weekend, just like total partier, backwoods style. Like I dated someone in a really small town, so that's what we did. We just drank. And it caught up to me, and I was probably the heaviest weight I had ever been. And when my coach reached out to me the first time, I jumped in as a challenger, and then I decided that I was going to coach. This was before Instagram, I think. So it was mainly just sharing on Facebook. And I actually, something just came up on my time hop, and it was like, message me if you want to join. And then like your regular like 21-day fix picture. I was like, oh geez, it's so embarrassing. But I obviously I think I hit Success Club once or twice or something. And I was also in school at the time to be a medical assistant, and it just kind of fizzled out. My coach actually quit, so it just ended up not working out. So then fast forward a little bit, I got out of that really bad relationship that I was in, and I was extremely depressed. Like I had to go get on antidepressants, which I'd never done before. I was not eating. I lost a lot of weight because I was so unhealthy. I was drinking my calories, and I was pretty much suicidal. And that's why I, got on medication to begin with, because I really freaked myself out. I pretty much lost all my friends at this point because they were intertwined with my ex. So it was a really difficult time in my life. And so I decided to coach again. And at this point, another girl named Allie had reached out to me. And I was like, I need some positivity in my life. I need something, because where my life was going, it was not good. So I joined as a coach again, and I was actually, I would say, pretty successful again. I hit Success Club a few times. And then I decided that I wanted to go back to nursing school. And this is the trend that I've noticed, is that coaching has always been my backup plan. It made me feel really good. I was successful in, a certain way. I already always hit emerald or whatever. And I could have been, if I would have stuck with it, I probably would have been a lot further in the business than I am now. So I kick myself sometimes because I'm like, why did you quit? But it's okay. It's a learning experience. So I, once again, quit coaching, and I was, again, really unhappy with myself. I gained a lot of weight again. I got comfortable in my relationship with my boyfriend. I was super stressed out between work and trying to get enough credits to apply to nursing school while maintaining some sort of a life. And I, once again, was super unhappy with myself. And I'm the type of person that, needs to be happy with me, or you can definitely tell when I'm happy. I radiate, versus when I'm not. People can really tell the difference. And so when Caitlin asked me to coach again, I was like, no, girl, not going back down that road. And then as I started getting plugged into stuff, I was like, oh, shit, I really miss the community. I miss the people. I miss having those connections with like-minded people. And one day I was sitting in my office, and I was like, I just had this urge that I needed to coach again. I don't know what it was. And I was fighting it for a really long time. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm just going to do it. Texted Caitlin, and here I am. But really what's changed for me is, obviously you guys know that I decided to stop going to school. And the reason being, I just love coaching so much. And obviously, I would be in school and thinking about all the stuff I needed to do for coaching. When I would sit down to study, I was on my phone doing stuff for my business. My heart was not in school. I was so unhappy with, the fact that I decided to go back to school. Yeah, I have this thing right in front of me that brings me so much joy. And I just got to the point where I had to follow my heart. I had to do what was going to make me the happiest. And in the beginning, people had their, my boyfriend, Justin, he was like, no, you want to be a nurse, you can't quit. And I was like, okay, he probably was really confused, because this was the first time I'd ever said anything. And then when I approached it the second time, he was totally supportive of it. And he was like, I can see how much you love this and how much joy it brings you. And it got to the point where, I was wanting to go back to nursing school for the money. And the money wasn't important to me anymore. It was my happiness. And this is where my happiness lies. So now I'm here, and that's all I got. But yeah, any questions, I guess?
You did amazing. I love it. So I just picked out a couple of things, because obviously it's very obvious that this is when you talked about how I didn't know that you did it 3 times. So that's
I know.
but every time what I pointed out, or what I feel like I picked out from your story, is the fact that this was your light source, Beachbody, these programs, the community helped you every time to get back to yourself, and focus on you. And I feel like that is literally what we're when I first started doing this, I felt the same thing. I felt the same shift inside myself. And that is why I felt so drawn to coaching, because I feel like you probably can relate to, like, especially when you've been in a dark place, you think that you're the only one who feels that way. You know, you can't imagine that someone else feels the way that you feel. But then when I feel like when you then find the other side, and, you know, through personal, you know, opening myself up to personal development and all these things, and opening myself up to other people, like, showed me that I wasn't the only one. And then it was like this huge aha moment of like, holy crap. Think of all the people in my life even that probably are like hiding things that, you know, this could help them.
Yeah, for sure.
So I just picked that out because, you know, of course we know that this is hard. You know, of course we know that it's not easy to, like, the things that coaching makes you do, like get out of every single comfort zone that you have. Like, it's not easy.
Yeah.
You know, taking, it's building a business at, you know, despite all the goodness that it is, building a business is difficult. You know, if you want to go and start your own business tomorrow, like, talk to any business owner and they're going to tell you like this sob story of just, you know, failures and all this other stuff. In so many ways, we're so lucky, you know, that we have this setup that we do, but like, it's not easy. But I think that's exactly like why I couldn't even quit tomorrow if I wanted to, is because this is my light. And I feel like I see that in you. And I just hear that and I feel like you were right. Like, I feel like you know, ignoring that feeling in your gut, that fire, you know, in your belly, like, that's like the worst thing that you could do. But we know that's what a lot of average people do, is they ignore it.
Mm-hmm.
And we know what happens when we ignore things like that. So I'm glad you didn't, because that would have been terrible. But then also, like, I so hear you putting coaching on the back burner. Like, that is like, I feel like saying yes to the fire is step one, but then also then the next big hurdle is like choosing to not put, you know, make this your plan B kind of a thing.
Yeah.
At some point or another, you have to decide based on like what you really want. Like, am I going to go all in with this? Like, just like, you know, our 2 start dates, when you sign up and then when you go all in, you know, deciding, I think you deciding to not make this a plan B was your go all in date, you know, because that was me last year when I was applying for, you know, home care nursing positions, just because I was so miserable to get out of my job, you know, but I didn't believe enough in this opportunity to stick it out until I went through that application period and I realized why I was doing it was just because of that fear. So I feel like you've gone through so much in such a short amount of time, but I think that just speaks to where you're at with your mindset and where you're at with like your goals in your business. And I feel like you're just gonna freaking kill it. So what would you say is like, so coming back now, you know, do you feel like, what do you feel has been like your struggle that you've had to kind of work through mindset wise since you decided to go all in? Like, what's been something that you've been dealing with?
I think it's just like, okay, being a coach for the 3rd time, just trying to get people to trust you, again, is kind of hard. So, okay, so for instance, like, I have probably 2 or 3 people that have been with me like since last time. So they like came back to me. And it took them a while though. Like, I had to keep reaching out and keep reaching out. And so just trying to get people to like trust you after they've seen you quit, has been like really hard. And then obviously like I get into my own head, like they're not going to want to join me. Like they've seen me quit, you know, once or twice or whatever, however long they've been my friends for. And same with my family. Like my family, the only people that have joined me or wanted to join me was Justin's mom and Justin's mom's best friend, which I'm super happy about. I love them. They are like a light in my group, and so it's super fun to have them in there. But like it's more family. Like my sister, she said some, you know, really hurtful things about you know, just trying to get my business off the ground and stuff. And my mom, she doesn't have a filter, and she can be kind of mean too sometimes. So it's just like trying to push past like people's doubts, even though I, like in my own mind, I don't really have a whole lot of doubts right now. Like I've been really trying to focus on me and like personal development, and I know it's all mindset. So I know that, you know, if I'm not in it, you know, that's going to affect my business. But when I hear my family, the people that mean the most to me, doubt me, it makes me question myself. So I think that's kind of been like the biggest hurdle right now to overcome. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, totally. Like, again, hats off to you, because I feel like you are just like such a strong person. Like that is such a hard mindset to adopt. I know for me, I feel like it's probably, would you say like your boyfriend's more supportive now?
Oh yeah, he's absolutely supportive. He knows, like, I'll be like, hey, I have to go do coaching stuff, and totally fine with it. Like, he knows how happy it makes me, and he can see it. You know, he can see that I'm in a way better spot than I was even, you know, 2 months ago. And he saw the transformation of what happened to me when I quit school. He just shocked, like, wow, he saw the, just, you know, the weight being lifted off my shoulders. And I think he realized, like, oh, okay, maybe this wasn't what she was supposed to be doing, and maybe coaching is where she's supposed to be at right now. So he's definitely very supportive.
That's wonderful, because I know for me, it was sort of like opposite. Like my mom was like probably the only one who was supportive.
Mm-hmm.
My father is this huge skeptic. Everyone else like either just didn't say anything, or they were like just judgy. And then, but Nate was like my biggest skeptic, which was hard to have like the person that I live with and, you know, share everything with, to be the one that was like doubting. But you, again, like only way you're going to like prove them wrong is by showing them that you're right, is by like showing up day after day after day and just showing them what you're doing. And yeah, and like spreading that light outward. So I love that. And what are you listening to for PD right now?
Right now I'm listening to I'm reading Mastering Your Mean Girl, and I'm listening to the 10X Rule.
Awesome. Those are so good. Yes. Mastering Your Mean Girl. I feel like I've listened to that twice. It's one of those books, like when you find what speaks to you, whatever you're like, whatever's working through you, like I have totally put books back on the shelf, or like gotten on Audible, and then I've started and I'm like, nope, and I scratch it and I like go to whatever speaks to you. And like I feel like and I, like you, like always have like a blend of professional and personal development, you know, because like you need that like tough love mindset with professional development, but you also need that mushy gushy gooey like of personal development. So whatever it is that you're working through. So I love those. Does anyone else have any questions for Allie?
I just have something to say.
Yay.
I love you. Like,
I love you too.
I love your energy and like your guts. To quit nursing school, that's freaking, I mean, if you're gonna do this, let's freaking do this.
Yeah.
You know?
Amen.
Amen.
So yeah, I'm proud of you for standing up for what makes you happy and what you want to do on this earth, despite what everyone else thinks you should do.
Well, thank you. I just love you guys, and I can't wait for Summit.
I'm so excited for Summit.
I just realized I watched the National Wake Up Call, and she was like, "It's 5 weeks away." I was like, "No
What?
way! That's crazy."
Holy crap.
I know.
And
I just got. Oh, go ahead.
We were just talking about today, like, when it's your time, it's your time.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. You know, like, who was I talking to? Yeah. Because I met with Deidre this weekend, and Deidre was just like, you know, girl, like, she just kind of laid it all out. Like, because, you know, she's been doing this for how long? And, you know, she's like, trust me, if I gave up when all the other people gave up, like, I wouldn't have this house, I wouldn't have this, I wouldn't have that, I wouldn't have, like, the life that she's built. So,
Yeah.
we definitely just have to keep
It's hard to
going.
keep that
I
mind.
feel like this was your time, and you have gone through so much. Like I said, in the time that you've been here, Allie, like, you've literally gone through all of the things. So I feel like if you can go through all of that stuff, then you can get through anything, right?
Yep, that's how I feel.
All right, guys. Well, I love you all, and I appreciate you, and thank you, Allie, so much. And I will post the recording ASAP. Okay?
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.